Hi there, all my sexy friends. Shara here, and I'm back to finish up this gorgeous picture by Christine Aldridge in her book Flowers and Flyers. And I told you the last video that I was going to be putting washi tape on the windows, or the back windows that I want to turn into like a room divider or a screen. It's proving to be a little more difficult than I thought it would be, so I don't know that I really like washi tape. I just wanted to show you how it works for me. I kind of have some spots that I'll have to go back and make some color corrections, cover it up with white or put some pencil down. But I added some sparkle to the water. I did finish up the coloring. I haven't decided yet if I'm gonna do a border, but I did want to show you the washi tape, and I decided to go over the lines of the screen. This has been a very difficult task for me, so I wanted to show you how that's working, and maybe save you from spending money on washi tape if it doesn't tear as easy as I thought with the strength I don't have in my hand. Cutting it is difficult, placing it sticks all over. I'm not going to give up, but I just wanted to give up on this project. Okay, hold on, I'm going to put you down. As you can see, I do not know how effectively I'm going to get in these little spots here. But at first I thought I could, stretch the tape out and then cut it with scissors, and that's absolutely not the way that you can do it, at least not for me. So what I have been doing, let me put you up a little bit. Too close. Okay. Is I tear it and then I place it. So this piece looks like it's gonna fit. This was what I was trying to fit it into, this one right here. And you can see that if I went far away from the picture, you probably couldn't tell that that wasn't in all of the proper grooves and corners, but it's just not the look that I was hoping for. Now I probably could tear some more little pieces, and then I could go around and color this and take away from any imperfections and fix this up real nice. But this picture in particular, it's not even that intricate, but I just thought it was going to be a lot easier to put this in the background. And I am not saying it looks terrible. I just don't think it looks as good as it could. Maybe if I practice. I know this is my very first time, but here, I'll tear another piece. Looks like it just needs to be pretty much a rectangle. But the tape is not paper, even though it looks like it. I'm pretty sure it has some plastic in it. So that makes it more difficult to, I'm sorry if you hear my son in the background. Of course he is playing Fortnite. He's 21, of course he is. Oh yeah, that looks like it might fit. And then I can go by with the X-Acto knife. Did I get that on camera? Go by with the X-Acto knife and trim. Let me stick it down really good. That's what happened here, the dark green spot. I just got it too sticky. So how's everybody doing? Today was a great Sunday. There were some fantastic streamers on today. Sundays are always our power streamers, and I love it. And there was high attendance and high energy and lots of likes and stimulating conversation. Very little problems. Let me put it this way. I'm having, is this on? Yeah. See, I'm having a really tough time getting it to tear. I actually, if I stick my fingernail, that's how I got the green spot up there. But this was the best way. See, I have to be able to hold it here. This was the best way I could find. Let me put you in. Sorry, guys. Sorry, I'm getting used to all this. It's to just tear it with my fingernail. Yeah, that piece didn't work very good. Let's try another one. All right, take two. I'm gonna pull the tape off up here. It's too hard to try to do it underneath the camera. You just kind of look at the shape of the spot. You know, like this one worked out pretty darn good because I got, oh, I'm sorry, you're not, oh yeah, the triangle right here. It's not perfect, but it was because it was easy to tear it into that because it had a point at the end of it right then. Oh, it does not tear very good. I really liked this color. I thought it was so cute with the color of the flowers, giving that real neutral. Oh, this one might be good. It even has some kind of curves going on. So I don't know, did I tell everybody that I was going to be going to New Zealand? I think I did. I bought my tickets and I'm going to be going July 9th to September 23rd. Pardon the sounds of downtown. Sometimes it's fire trucks, other times it's just noisy cars and motorcycles, but I don't mind the sounds. It just might come up on camera badly. See if I scratch it off. You know, I haven't even really, I've seen Faith do it once, and that was a while ago. I just hear her talk about washi tape. Mostly I've seen her lately put it in her journals. Faithfulness. So just to get it in all these nooks and crannies is just proving to be quite a challenge for me. And can lift it back up. I'm not going to try. The other spaces that are left are pretty small. So let me lift you up here. And I did go around the inside frame with a black pen just because I had gone over a little bit with the tape and then I pulled it off. But this spot here, I have a hard time getting a pencil to go over Posca. So sometimes I paint it with acrylic paint. But then I always feel like it shows. Those are things that I need to master a little bit better. But I'm going to just finish up the border and maybe do these little sections in here. Maybe I'll make it all look like wood and use my Koh-i-Noor tricolor. Let me see. I have the 23 set. It comes 24 pencils, but it's one pencil is a blender. So let's see. I like this one for wood, earth tones. Let's see what goes on. I'm gonna go ahead and grab my chair. And we'll just sit and chat. I'm all in camera. Yep, okay. So these are great. They're a hard pencil and you have to keep rotating them. I mean, I've used it a lot. If you can see how short it is, I've used it quite a bit. But I really like how they, if you turn them, they put down a really nice gradient between the colors. So I'll put a link for these down in the description. Most of my links are going to be to Amazon. I'm not an Amazon affiliate, and I'm not sure how you even become an Amazon affiliate, but that's not important to me. but I use Amazon for 99% of my shopping, so my links will be to Amazon. But I am a self-confessing shopaholic, but I am also a bargain hunter, and I look for the best deals. I don't always shop at Amazon if I find something a better deal, and I have always been that way, and that's why I like online shopping so much, because you can go online and go to a store and you know right away if they don't have what you want, because it's not going to be in the back room, it's not going to be in the wrong section, it's not there, it's out of stock. Where if you go to Kohl's, which I believe Kohl's are famous for not only having everything on sale, so in reality nothing is on sale, but when you go into Kohl's, the racks are just stuffed so full, and you go in and you look through the racks and you find the perfect blouse, and it's not your size. So then you spend however much time that how badly you want that shirt, looking and looking and looking to see if somebody had placed it on the wrong rack. The sales clerk will come over and try to help you. Sometimes they look on their computer system to see if they have it. But the reality is you can still hold out hope that there's one left, so you don't give up. And you may be successful and get exactly what you want. I prefer to know right away, if I don't have what's there, it's not going to be convenient. I don't want to wait around. I want to get it done. And if it's not there, I can go on with my life. So that's my philosophy, and that's how I shop. So I really encourage people to shop around. You never know when something is going to be on sale. And on Amazon as well, you know, sometimes the same exact item in a prime shipping, so it's a prime sponsored product, there'll be two different prices, and sometimes the seller is not actually Amazon. It's sold by someone in the marketplace and then delivered or shipped by Amazon from their warehouse. So they have the product in hand, but the ultimate responsibility of the accuracy of the item and the quality of the item lies with the seller. So I do take that into account, but then I also look for warehouse deals. They have open box. Used it's usually listed as used. I notice that some things now are listed as open box, like diapers or something, but if it says used, that doesn't mean that somebody, wore the bathing suit and took it back. It can mean someone did buy it and repackage it and send it back. It can mean the packaging got damaged in the warehouse and they can't sell it as new because the packaging is damaged and they have to repack it, or the packaging will be in bad condition. So I personally found a 40 set of Pablos for $45 on Amazon. I mean, that's $1 a piece, or just over $1 a piece for Pablos, which is unheard of. And then I think everybody knows my lost Pablos, but the mailman did lose them. But that can happen with anywhere you buy from if the delivery service is provided through USPS. But the seller was selling their own personal, they're not a big seller. I did take a risk on that, but the seller didn't do anything wrong. And I had purchased a brand new set of Pablos, 120 set of Pablos. And the only thing was wrong was that the plastic seal was broken. But the pictures of the Pablos were definitely thorough. They showed, an open one with still the foam padding and all of the pencils intact. and they were sent within, they were, supposedly delivered within 2 days, and they were delivered to the wrong person. But I got those for $150. That's $80 off what you can get them for at Blick, even Amazon. So had it not ended badly because of the post office, that really, like I said, it may not be the best example, but what I'm trying to say is that if you are take a little bit of time and somewhat savvy, you look in eBay, you have to be very careful what you're doing in eBay. I've been shopping in eBay since 2000. So for 20 years almost. I started my eBay account in 2000. And so I have been shopping on eBay for quite a long time. I've sold on eBay, not tremendously, but textbooks and some clothing items, a pair of Ugg boots, things like that. And so I and I don't use eBay as much as I used to, but because Amazon has just suited my needs so much. But it is a place that you can look. And what I done is I did a Google search for the Pablos. I wanted the 120. The 40 set was magnificent, and I wanted more. And I was searching. Sometimes Amazon has warehouse deals, so I was searching to see if they had one. And then I went ahead and did a Google search, and eBay popped up with the 100. Actually said 190, I think. And I saw the seller, and it wasn't one of the large sellers, but they had pictures of the Pablos that weren't stock pictures. You could tell they weren't stock pictures. You could see the tear in the plastic, but nothing wrong with the pencils. It appeared to have a little dent in the tin, so I messaged the seller, and I asked if they had been dropped, because I didn't want to take a chance that the cores were broken. And he or she, I'm not sure if it was a male or female, but they told me that they had not been dropped. They just had the seal broken, and the picture angle is what made it look like a dent. So, and they responded right away. And so then I made an offer of 150, and they took it. So I wonder how much lower I could have gone, but it really doesn't matter, because my damn postman handed them to the wrong darn person. Yeah, see, this was a sticky spot, that green spot, and it's coloring badly on top of it. But because I'm making it kind of look like wood, this of course is the first layer, but because I'm trying to make it look like wood, it'll just hopefully blend in. And it is what it is. I took, this is a printed, I get the PDF copies, so I can always print Christine's lovely work again and try it a different way. I love coloring books, and they make me so happy to get them and flip through them and smell them and have it tangible in my hand. But the PDFs are fantastic. I have HP Instant Ink. And right now I'm on their trial. So for 2 months, I get free ink up to 300 pages a month. And then after that, I can get 15 pages a month for free. And I'm thinking I printed a lot over the last month so that I have a nice stock. But I probably won't print more than 15 a month. And if I do, it's only $1 for 10 more prints. So it's cheaper than going to the library. I have paper. I've gotten some suggestions from other YouTubers and bought paper, and so I think it's a good way to, ink is so expensive, and it's great. It's working out wonderfully for me, and so I can just print this whenever I want. And I do print two-sided. If I'm not going to use ink, well, ink too, but if I'm not going to use alcohol marker, I am printing them on two sides. I don't do anything with my colorings. I want to know what other people do with their finished work. Some I have put into a binder and displayed it because they're beautiful and they're my favorite, but you can only have so many of those. And then I put the other ones in a sheet protector in a binder, but they can be on two sides. And this paper is the one that Belinda suggested. And, you know, it was a ream of 250 sheets, and it was $33. You know, I usually buy 250 sheets for $6. So it was, that was a purchase that I generally wouldn't have made. I like to shop, but paper for $33 a ream just took me back, but I wanted to try it. Not because I'm a great artist and I want to have museum quality work, but because this is something I certainly enjoy, and utilizing the mediums and the resources that are out there get me more involved in it. It doesn't matter what's going to happen to it after. I want to know what it feels like to color on that paper. You know, golfers, they want to go golf at Pebble Beach because they want to know what it feels like to golf at Pebble Beach. They're not going to be professional golfers, but they want to feel what it's like to have that quality. And I feel the same way. And you know, it really is just $33 for some paper that'll last me quite a while. And I have so many PDF printed now that I probably could color every 5 minutes for a new picture every 5 minutes for the rest of my life. I don't think I have that many, but I have a lot. Anyway, so now when I do print PDF, I'm not near as worried as I was. Oops, excuse me. I'm not near as worried as I was when of course the pencil went under my desk. I know people talk about don't drop your pencils. Knock on wood. I drop everything. It's the nature of the beast. I had a stroke, so my right hand has, you know, very little abilities, and then my left hand has suffered enough of tendonitis and arthritis from being the only, you know, truly functioning hand, and I drop things. And I know it's also the stroke caused you know, many different changes in my brain, so I just don't have the coordination, and I used to fall a lot, but I don't do that anymore. But I do drop things a lot, and I have dropped all of my pencils. I have a small set of Lumis, I have a small set of Holbeins, I have, well, I started with a small set of Pablos, and then I bought the 40 set, and then I bought the 150 set, but we all know what happened. And then I did buy some single stock. I didn't buy all of them because I knew I don't need the grays. I told you that before. So I was able to just buy what I needed instead of a whole set. But I dropped them all, and so far, knock on wood, I haven't had any problems. I've had one pencil in my Prisma set, and I've had two full Prisma, no, I kind of worked up to Prismas too, but I ended up with, you know, an entire 150, but I had duplicates of some. Sorry guys, I hit the cord. And I had one, it was my Parma Violet, that the core kept breaking. I've had no other pencils have that problem. I never break a pencil when I'm sharpening. I mean, I could say that I have a handful of times, and I mean, you know, 3-4 times. But I don't have pencils break, knock on wood, and I drop them, and I just can't help it. I do drop them. Thank goodness my floors, even though there's cement between the floor, the level, you know, the apartments, they're laminate floors, so there's a good padding, so they're not a real hard surface. But, you know, I have to just be thankful that I haven't broken any pencils. I mean, the tips have broke off once in a while, but nothing is damaged on the inside, nothing's damaged on the outside. But so I use an M&R pencil sharpener sometimes, and this is what I take when I travel. But when I go to New Zealand, I take, this is the one I use daily. And this is, it looks like a camera, which is hysterical, I think. And it's a deli, and I got the suggestion from Belinda at Color with Faith Full Girl 1978. And this one works, you pull out and you push the aperture, it opens up. You can see inside that hole, it opens up. Now what I like about this one is this hole, the aperture and the part that squeezes the pencil to hold it tight is made with rubber and not with these teeth that tear up your pencil and make marks all over it, so that it does nothing to the pencil. So then you put it in and you just, you know, make sure it's all the way in, and then I hold it, and if you turn one way, it's in Japanese, but if you turn one way, it sharpens to a long point, and if you turn it the other way, it's more of a short point. And so I always turn it to the sharp point. And you know, an M&R, even though it looks like it's for a bigger pencil, it's for the same reason. If you look at it, this one didn't really need to be sharpened, but it always, and I'll run a graphite pencil through it every once in a while to clean it off, but it gives a beautiful point, sharp. The wood around the lead, or it's not lead, but around the color, the core, it doesn't get chewed up. And I like that. I like that it stays nice and pretty, and it doesn't discolor them. A lot of times pencil sharpeners will discolor this. Okay, so, and then if you look at the M&R, here's for the long point, and if you look, it goes, you probably can't see it, but it goes way in there and narrow. And then this one is a little bit shorter in how far the pencil goes in, and then it makes it a sharp point, but it's a short, instead of being a long, let me not be silly, a long, you know, from where it's sharpened all the way to the end, that's a good length. And usually when you get pencils when they come sharpened, they have a very short area here, and even though the pencil is very sharp, it's probably almost half of that. So anyway, I like the long point. It makes me feel like I'm getting into the nooks and crannies better. But you know, I have success with the M&R. I had success with the Tagal, but the Tagal wore out too soon, and it, you know, was cheap plastic, and I wasn't going to have to keep buying another one. And I'm kind of the type of person that I don't like to buy things that are just disposable and just fill up our landfills. I like to buy things that can be sustainable or can be used for a longer time. That's why I print on both sides, you know, not just for economical, but for environmental reasons. So the M&R, love it. It's a fantastic one, and I have the blades to, my son will replace it for me. He takes out and there's two blades for the two different holes. And then, so I had the Tagal, I had the Cume or Coom, and I had the one that was in an elliptical shape, and it held I use it for my travel, and it actually worked really well. But with my hand, you know, it's hard, you know, I need things that I can grip easy, or I need to not have to hold it. The M&R works so well, and I turned the pencil sharpener instead of the pencil, so it gets done quickly and smoothly, and it doesn't hurt my hand. I don't use it for everything though. But you know, I even had success because when I first started really seriously coloring, not using, you know, Crayolas and stuff, I use this electric or this battery operated pencil sharpener, and it's by Amicus, and I got it on Amazon, and I had heard that it was good. So here's a Pablo. I'm going to go ahead and put a Pablo in here. And you know, the trick to having a pencil sharpener like this is you should feel when it's done. And yes, some do shut off when the pencil is sharp, but this one doesn't. But you can feel it, and you can just hold back. You just hold back on it, and it won't eat your pencil. So you just put it in. I usually have to hold it because it does that, sorry. And I'm actually pulling up on it as I'm doing this. And it works just fine. I've never had it really eat a pencil unless I'm not paying attention, but it doesn't take any more work. I just like to have some backups, and I think this one works just fine. It's kind of loud, so I just like the tactileness of the manual, and I just think it's so cute with the, looks like a camera. I mean, it really looks like an old camera. So you can see the writing here. I think you should be able to see that it's in Japanese. Shannon has the same one, and her daughter's like, look, we can read what it says. And we had kind of figured it out on our own, but she said hers says a short point and a long point. It was just a different, you know, it's one that was intended for America, and then versus one that was intended for, and I don't even know if that's Japanese. It could be. I think it is, because I think these are made in Japan, but I could be wrong. I haven't really paid that much attention to it. I got this cute little, I don't know if anyone has ever heard of Grove Collective. It's a environmentally friendly service with environmentally friendly household products, all the way from shampoo and conditioner and all the way to cleaning supplies and toilet paper and paper towels. So this is the cutest little brush and dustpan. So it's sometimes hard for me to hold things. So it's really nice. It's got a nice like a little gasket here, so it gets right in, and I can use it to clean up my desk. So I really like it. I think it's very cute, and I can keep my desk tidy, and it just folds into this together. It's very cute. So I keep that right here. Okay, so I'll put my pencil sharpener back. I keep it here. I showed you some supplies. I can show you what I keep. This is next to me at all times. And this is my stuff. I don't know how to another way to call it. It's my stuff. It's a great bag. It's got a penguin on it, and it's adorable. And in here, just look at this section first. I have a white, a beige, a black, a tiny eraser, a tiny Lumi, buff titanium, a big eraser, a Derwent burnisher. Now, I don't know, this is the Derwent blender, and I know they're labeled as different, and I don't use these ones as much anymore because I discovered the Caran d'Ache, but and the Lumis, but I don't think they're that much different, but they come as a set. So you have a burnisher, which is the purple one, and you have the brown one is the blender. And it's funny because it looks so much like a Lumi, just, you know, when I'm just glancing, that sometimes I'll grab it and then I'm like, that's not my Lumi. So then I have a full or almost full white luminance. And then I have a buff titanium luminance. This is the tritone blender for the one I just used. Let's see if it can do anything here. I didn't think it worked a little bit. I really like the Lyra blender. I think that one works really well on the Lyras. I haven't really used it on much more. But okay, so that was the Koh-i-Noor tricolor. Let's see what else I keep in here. Of course, a white Posca. This is my Copic with Gamsol in it. Oh, we can try that. I'll show you how that works. Now, I replaced this. This had a brush nib, but I was finding that the brush nib, it was holding on to a lot of the pencil wax or the pencil pigment, it was pulling it off more. And so I just replaced it with the regular small bullet nib. And then this one, of course, has, sorry guys. Oh my God. Okay, I have to use my teeth. Don't tell my mom. And then this is the chisel tip, which I rarely use, only if it's a big space. So don't tell my mom I used my teeth. She'll be so mad at me. Okay, so anyway, so this is Gamsol in here, and it doesn't take a whole lot. Well, that's really working well, because it's probably breaking down the gumminess from the, oh, do you see how pretty that is? This is an ingenious, I got the idea from Erin over at Simple Art for Adults. I think she's changed it to just Simple Arts Erin. However, she got it from someone else, and I don't know that name, but on her video, she says who she got the idea from. In fact, she mentioned on her last live stream who that was, but I don't recall who that is. But I was referred or got the idea from watching Erin, so I feel that that's who I'm obligated to respond to. But I think it works fabulous. It never leaks. I never have a problem leaking unless I'm putting the Gamsol in and don't make the hole and put it on the side. It does not leak, and I just haven't noticed any problems with it. I do frequently rub it off on a paper towel. I keep one just right by me to wipe off any wax or pigment that might be getting built up. And you can see this one doesn't have any. You know, if I wasn't at Klutz. Okay, so that's how this works, and this is just fantastic. I love this. This was genius to me, just a genius invention. So I bought this on Amazon for like $5.99. It was an empty Copic, and filled it with Gamsol. Oh, I should wipe it off. And I can show you, I lucked out. Had some medication that came with droppers, and they were separate. So I had a drawer with a few of those droppers in each individually wrapped. And when I got the Gamsol, the dropper literally fit exactly on top of the Gamsol bottle. So I was like, I lucked out. I don't generally luck out that well, but I did. And so it's not going to go all the way down, but I'll be able to tilt it. But it's so much easier to fill it with a dropper. And I also bought this on, so I lucked out. And this was just for some, oral medication, and they had given extra, or given the droppers, and I didn't need to open all of them. I would just take one from the bottle and put it in the next. So I got so lucky, because this is as if it was made for this bottle. It's the exact size. There's no leaking. The child protection still works. You have to, it's child protected cap because it was for medicine, and it does not leak in the least, and it is totally safe. So I was super stoked about that. Okay, so we'll put that away. So that's my Copic with the Gamsol in it, and let's get this back over here. Of course, I have a black pen. Now I just throw, these little ones when they don't fit in my cases anymore. I still do keep my Prismas, my polychromos, and my Pablos. Now that I'm going to have the full set of Pablos, or near full set, I will keep that one in a case. But everything else, my small set of Holbeins is also separate, just because they're pastels and they're not, I just don't want them in the general population. So those are separate. But other than that, even my Lumis, because I only have 20 of the Lumis, they're in with the color sorted by, yellow, orange, red. Okay, so we have that, and then, so I always have these little ones. I also have a whole jar collecting of my little bits. And I have some really cute ones. I mean, I have the tiniest little luminance. Do you see this? I mean, it's a tinky tiny. I like that tinky tiny, and that comes from Anne at The Colorful Life. And I will give props to Anne because she's awesome. And she says tinky tiny, and I just think it sounds so cute. But I think this eraser is the smallest that I have. It is so teeny tiny. Oh, look at my hand. Do you see the black all over my hand? But anyway, you can see that I was having to hold this with a pliers to put it through the M&R. So I just think it's funny to have them in here. They don't fit in the case anymore. They're still usable. I like a small pencil. I feel like it gives you a lot of control. My favorite size of pencil, I think my yep, here it is. This is a Crayola Outer Space, and this is an excellent color for shading. And I had learned that from Rachel at Pencil Stash. So, but this size pencil, this one's a little long, but somewhere in this size, I love it when it reaches to this part of my hand. For some reason, I feel like I have the most control when a pencil is probably just a tiny bit shorter than this one. And so I think it's pretty funny that I keep all these little bits, because the erasers are great when they're small because you can get it right in there, but you know, you just can't do much more with this. I mean, you just can't do much more with that. I mean, I think I sharpened it all the way down to the little plastic bit. So anyway, I love to keep them in those little mason jars, like a little paperweight or just a little trinket on my desktop. So it's pretty cute. And I see I have a couple of more that are heading for the pencil graveyard. Excuse me while I get a sip of tea. Okay, oh, chai tea, I love it. Just, you know, regular bag chai tea, not like Starbucks. I don't consider those real stuff anyway. All that sugar that they put in it. This is a brewed organic Numi chai tea. My favorite. My favorite is Numi Earl Grey. It's an aged Earl Grey, and it's amazing. And Numi is an organic brand, but it's also owned by a brother and sister. I believe they still are. And they're very environmentally conscious and you know, responsible. So I like that. Anyway, so I also keep a regular black ballpoint pen, just because you never know when you're going to need one of those. And then I have my array of white gel pens. So this is the Uniball. The Signo, and then these are the Jelly Rolls, and I have size 10. Size 8, size 5, and I'm the type of person that I put something back in its place every single time, and I literally can reach in here and I know that this is my 5. It doesn't matter if it's turned, because I have them in order and I always put them back that way. So I know when I'm coloring, I can just reach over and grab it and know it's the 5. I used to do that with my son's diaper bag, and my mom loved it because I would pack his diaper bag. He'd be in the car in the back seat, and I'd have the diaper bag sitting behind my seat. And he would need something, his cup or a toy or, you know, whatever. And I'd be able to just whip my hand back there and grab it out of the diaper bag and hand it to him. And she just used to crack up over that. And just like to be organized like that. I think it's from being in the Army. Anyway, and my mom was a very neat person, but I think I learned to saving time. That's my friend over here snoring in the background, if you hear that. So this is my Tinky Tiny Posca. It's the well, I'm taping. So this is a really small Posca. I only have only those 2 sizes, and then I have this. This is the Faber-Castell white water-based marker. It works okay, but it will tear your paper up because it's water based and not alcohol based. But it's got its uses. I can't think of them right now, but it does. It has its uses. Okay, so then you flip it over. Usually when I'm traveling, I'll fill these pockets up with something. So I don't even know what I have in it right now. There's something in there. Oh, I use this. This is one of those eyeglass cleaners, but I use it to, you know, polish up a page, you know, use it to give it that foggy look, I guess you could call it. So I don't have anything in here right now, but this is, I use this because I can have all my stuff in here. I can even throw in my, my brush and one of my power erasers and take this with me where I'm going. So I have silver. I usually, you know, these are the ones I use the most. I use the silver and gold, you know, a lot of the time. I have a Wink of Stella. I have a backup Posca, and I have the erasers for the power pencil, power eraser. I have a paper folder, or paper fodder, however they call that, to help with, you know, making scoring on paper and pushing down on breaking spines on color books. I have a ruler, but I was using it. I don't think I put it back yet because I used it just on this piece of paper. And then I have a black, a white, Illuminance, buff titanium, an extra burnisher and a blender, and then I have an extra eraser. So those are the things I keep in here, and this thing holds, I mean, I can put so much more in here. And I have my name on it just in case somebody, I don't hope you guys can't see all that address. I don't really care. There's nothing, no way you guys can, anybody can get to me, any bad person, but I don't think there's gonna be any bad people because most people around here are pretty cool. So anyway, the bag zips up and it's super, super durable. I'm sure it's just plastic, and I love it. So anyway, I have that, and that literally sits next to me as I color every time I color. And then I have a cup that holds my scissors and the X-Acto knife and Sharpies and some tools like a screwdriver. It holds my a couple of just black fine liners, like if I have to color in a black piece, and so that's about it. And I think I'm going to go ahead and wrap up this video. I'm going to do another couple of layers around here with the brown from the tricolors. And then I'll be posting it on Instagram. But yeah, my washi tape journey wasn't the best, but I'll keep trying. And you know, I mean, it doesn't look horrible. I'm sure Christine would approve, but I just don't think I'll be able to get into these tiny bits. So I might just color them with pencil, you know, looking like maybe a light from the sun or something. So anyway, guys, I hope you guys have a really great week, and I'm not sure when I'll go back live, but I am almost at 100 subscribers, and I'm definitely going to have a 100 subscriber giveaway and on a live stream, and that'll just be awesome. Anyway, I hope everybody is doing well and has a great week, and everybody, I just appreciate you all being here and watching my videos, and it makes me feel really good that I've gotten so many subscribers in the last couple of days. And you know, I just woke up one day and said I want to have a channel, and it's just worked out. So you guys take care, and all of you stay sexy. Bye.